Hey, how you doing? For anyone who may not know, this is Martin, owner and trainer of Fuller Fitness, and this is a home workout to increase strength and increase strength. That should also help you decrease fat as well, and that also depends on what you are doing with your diet. So, this is just part one of the journey doing a workout. And with this workout, we this is for those who either have medicine balls or Atlas soft stones. I am using the Atlas soft stone, which is just a really big and really heavy medicine ball. And if you don't have it, that is okay. One, this is specifically for those who have it, specifically for those who want to get it, specifically for those who will get it, in terms of increasing your strength, decreasing your fat, and if you're anything similar to me, increasing your fun in terms of the workouts that you're doing and some of the equipment that you use. So use it for those who use a medicine ball or specifically an Atlas soft stone. Use a Atlas soft stone with a load that you are comfortable with. And not only that, as far as this video is concerned, I'm only doing one thing to make sure the video isn't too long, and I can make sure you're doing it in ways to maximize that exercise with the load of Atlas soft stone or medicine ball that you're using. So I'm using 100 pounds for this video because that's what I choose to do. If you have 30 pounds, 50 pounds, or anything under 100, that's fine. If you have a Atlas medicine ball or Atlas soft stone heavier than 100 pounds, that's fine. I do have two Atlas soft stones heavier than 100 pounds, but again, 100 pounds is the one I chose so that I can do more stuff. Compared to using a heavier Atlas soft stones, I won't be able to do as much as what I plan on doing in this video. All right, so hopefully you did warm up. If not, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and circle your wrists. This is what I like to do, and then let me move my soft stone out the way. Alright, and then I also like to do a small number of squats. I'll do two more. Not to do a lot to save energy. And then I like to do this as well based off of what I plan on doing with the Atlas soft stone. So I'm not going to take a lot of time in between. Just going to do it. And hopefully if you do it, it works. You'll enjoy it. And even if you enjoy it, hopefully you catch on to the fact of how much it works while doing stuff like that. So the same thing I did for my wrist, I do at my ankles. So you won't be able to see that, but that's what I'm gonna do. Hold on to something if you have to. I know you can't see me, or see it. All right, so the first one that I'm gonna do, unless for some reason I'm not able to do it today, is to pick up my Atlas soft stone off the floor like you would with a bar, and pick it up, and then if I can today, press it up over my head. That's one of two things that I'm doing in this video again, because that's what I want to do, and to make sure the video isn't super long. So I'm gonna do a minimum of 2 sets, a maximum of 3, and I might only do sets of 2 or 4. One of the reasons I'm doing this, one, it's fun. Two, it's a different challenge for me. I'm 36 years old, so it's a different challenge for me in terms of what some of us have been doing for those of us that are old enough. The constant bench press and squatting and deadlifts and pull-ups, push-ups, dips for those of us that can do all that stuff. And I was like, well, there gotta be something else in terms of just constantly doing the same stuff. A different challenge, and then for me, fun. So to have this Atlas Softstone, thankfully I caught on to the fact that there was stuff like this available going on 3 years ago, and been having fun ever since. I think the very first one was 150 pounds, just to see if I can do that. So the 100, again, depending on what you're doing, will allow you to move at a faster pace, and do more reps. And also more sets if you're interested in that too. So there's many ways to make this work. So again, my goal with the first exercise, the first of 2 exercises, if I can do it today, is to pick it up off the floor and press it up over my head. And I'm likely not gonna do more than 4 reps. All right. Might actually have to take my glasses off too, so I guess we'll see. All right. So you just pick the Atlas Softstone off the floor. You try to move it down a little bit. With high hopes you can see some more of what I'm doing. All right. All right, so pick it up off the floor. Come down, at least with what I'm doing. Boom. Okay, so that's 1. Try to do it 3 more times, and then hopefully do at least 1 more set. So with me being at home, try not to slam it on the floor compared to if I was outside. This is 3, if I'm not mistaken. One more, and at least 1 more set. I'll face this way for this one. All right. That is set number 1. So doing stuff like that to, man, almost regardless of how light, or because I have a 50-pound ball as my lightest. So depending on which ball you have, how heavy it might be, how light it might be, how heavy, how fast you move, how many sets, how many reps, whether you're inside or outside, especially if you're at home. And at least for me, trying to be more careful in terms of how. So if I was outside, I can just move faster, not be as cautious on dropping it or anything. So 1 more set of that, and then do 1 more exercise. Again, to try to make it to where this video isn't all that long, while still hopefully giving you some decent information. Okay, and that's another thing too, at least for me. So for anyone else doing stuff like this, you play around with how much time you take in between with stuff like this. I want to do at least a minute. If it was heavier, I would probably do closer to 3 minutes. So, but between me doing this and actually trying to provide information to you, is probably longer than a minute. But that's what I would do if I wasn't talking. But this is definitely the last set. Then do another exercise where I'll do 2 or 3 sets, possibly 3, I'm not sure. Pick it up off the floor, come down here, at least for me. I think everybody should. It's not what I did when I started. Excuse me. Okay, if I was outside, probably would have just let it drop to the floor, kind of save your energy a little bit. This is 2. Boom. 2 more. Not only am I at home, this is a brand new apartment that I just moved into. So that's another thing in terms of being careful. This is 3, if I'm not mistaken. Boom. One more. Last one for this video. Okay, so I'm gonna do another exercise using the same ball, same load, which is 100 pounds. For those that are curious, at least a little bit. Again, I just mentioned I just moved here where I am. So for any of you that are watching this video right now and you just happen to live in Buffalo, New York, specifically Amherst, New York, part of Buffalo, that's where I am now. So for those interested in having a in-person trainer, and you're in Amherst or Buffalo, feel free to message me in the video, at the bottom of the video. And otherwise, we can figure out how you are going to get in contact with me with whatever links I put at the bottom, so we can get you started. But then if you are not in Buffalo, New York, and interested in online workouts, similar to what you're doing or what I'm providing now, except that either I'll send workouts to you, or it would be a live online video to where you'll see me, but I'll also see you, just like we would in person. You just not in person. Oh, that's the only difference in terms of live online workouts. So I did 2 sets of 4, and it's not because I'm out of shape, but I'm already warm because of all the muscles being used, and I'm inside. So all the muscles being used to pick it up off the floor and press it up over my head is 100 pounds. I don't think I move too slow doing it, so it's a combination of things that will get you warm, get you sweating, and having fun, at least for me. Stuff like this, I wish I had been doing this sooner. I'm going on 3 years of doing stuff like this, and I wish I was doing it a little sooner, if not a lot sooner, depending on how long they've been around. Atlas stones have been around for decades, but the Atlas soft stones are safer to use, especially if you're inside. So I'm at home, so if I had a stone, an actual stone, that would be a problem, especially if I hit this wall and I just moved here. So the next exercise, I'm picking it up again, and the only goal with this, instead of pressing it over my head, to work my body different, just in terms of picking it up and doing it on each side. I think one of the reasons people get hurt is constantly picking up, ladies with the purse and guys picking up whatever they're picking up. parents, grandparents, picking up kids, and just because you're right-handed, you're constantly carrying things and people on the right side. That's not smart because you got two sides, and one of the reasons our people are getting hurt is due to overuse. So if you make sure you're strong on both sides, especially if you're a fighter or just doing certain things, um, why not be strong on both sides instead of making it known that you are really strong on one, but why would you not be really strong on the other side when you got two arms, two legs? So by picking this up, you do at least two on this side, at least two on this side, and then do another set. And that will probably complete the video. So for those that are still watching up to this point, thank you so much. But for everybody that watched any amount of it, thank you. So same thing or similar, you pick it up off the floor, except this time put it up over your shoulder. Pick it up and then, okay, take a breath. Same thing on that side before going to the other side. One more to complete the set. Okay, so you have to be smart with any load, but whether it's 50, 100, 175, whatever it is, and excuse me, depending on which load that you're moving will dictate, excuse me, how fast you go. Again, I can move faster, but because I'm doing a couple of more reps than I usually do, it's just trying to make sure, at least for me, that I have energy to do all four. Two on that side, two on that side. Catch your breath for at least a minute. If you need another minute or two, hopefully no more than 3, but catch your breath. Again, depending on the load, take more, either less time or more time. So it's 100 pounds. I don't need too much time unless you're tired or sore, which I thought I was gonna be tired doing this, seeing that I just moved here and I literally just finished bringing everything in yesterday. So depending on when some of you see the video, as far as me doing it now, I just moved. So the fact that I'm able to move this 100-pound ball, specifically when I press it over my head, I knew I can lift it up my shoulder, but lift it over my head, do that first, get that out the way, because the more you lift something towards your head, the harder it is. So compared to lifting it up over my shoulder, it's not as, doesn't take as much energy because I'm not trying to lift it as high. Compared to if I had my 175-pound ball, that would be a whole different thing. Especially in terms of pressing it over my head. It's challenging enough, more because of the size than the weight. So this is the last set of this. And again, for everybody that watched this video up to a certain point, I think, well, any point, but especially if you're still watching, I thank you. Especially seeing that this is the last set. And I'll be done. And then I'll put links at the bottom so you can get to me on Instagram or Facebook. And or the app that I use for online for those that are interested in that if you don't live in Buffalo, New York. Last set, 2 on each side. All right. 2 more and that'll be it. One more. Okay, so there's more that I can do with this and with this load, this ball specifically, because I have lighter ones, or one lighter one, but I also have 2 heavy ones, heavier ones. So with what I just did, actually if I use the 150, for those of you that see me do it before, I could pick that up over my shoulder, but because of the first exercise I did, I wanted to be able to press it over my head. And with a 150 pound ball, I haven't been able to do that yet. And there's a possibility I can, but I don't know if I can do it without, especially if I'm in here. But I don't know if I can do it without hurting my back. Because when you're lifting this stuff, at least for me, and what I do with my clients, is to make sure you're not arching much, if at all. So with the 150, I could definitely lift it side to side, but I wanted to be able to lift it over my head. So my current plan is to get 125 pound Atlas off stone, so I could do that one, and that's if I could do that, but I'm expecting that I can. So I want to thank you for everybody that watched up to this point, the whole video, but even for anyone who didn't watch this long, hopefully I can thank them too. So for those of you that are watching up to this point, I thank you, and I plan on putting links at the bottom of the video so you can see what's going on as far as Instagram, as far as Facebook, so that you can message me, comment on some of the posts, and possibly decide whether or not you want me as your online trainer, depending on where you are, or an in-person trainer if you're in Buffalo or Amherst. This is Martone, owner trainer for Fitness.